So the next subchapter is called Dogs of God, Werewolves as Folk Heroes. Lest I leave the impression that all historical werewolves or upright canites are either nasty brutes or products of mental illness, which is funny because we just mentioned this, I would like to mention a few historic positive examples. In southern China, for instance, there are population groups that proudly claim to have dogs or dogmen in their family tree. The canine ancestor is called Pan Hu, which means platter vessel. The concept is related to ideas of the original chaos egg from which people, heaven, and earth were created. Even in medieval Europe, werewolves could sometimes get a leg up on society by protecting the populace rather than dining upon it. Livonia, a Baltic region ruled by Germans and then Russians and inhabited by a mix of northern European peoples, was once home to an enclave of benevolent werewolves. Okay, I like this. It's different. An octogenarian named Thies, Theis, who went on trial there for werewolfery in 1692, claimed that he and his Lycan confederates fought the devil rather than partner with him. Okay, this reminds me a little bit of the Christian Saint Christopher, who was portrayed with a wolf head. So he was supposedly a wolfman, but he was a saint. He was serving God. So this just reminds me of that story. I like it. So according to this guy, he says that Adam Douglas in the book The Beast Within, Livonian werewolves of both sexes joined to hell on 3 different holy feasts night after each year to act as the dogs of God. The werewolves brought iron whips to battle Satan's minions for the grain shoots of the land. For the grain shoots of the land, I'm sorry. Failure meant starvation for the people of Livonia. Still other Livonians tried for being werewolves insisted that they transformed only in order to fight witches, thereby distinguishing themselves, as they probably hoped, from the type of sorcery that they might lend them stake to a brush pile for a date with a lit torch. Wow, this is amazing. So we are now transferring from the so-called good werewolves. So these were people who were able somehow to transform into the image and likeness of animals. We don't know if they were, how long it took them to go back to be normal, regular people, but they didn't do it for the evil purposes. They didn't, eat anyone. They just joined regular, normal people to fight the devil, supposedly. And they were called the dogs of God. Again, this reminds me so much of the story of the Saint Christopher. You can just Google and read his story. Very, very interesting, even though we don't know that much about Saint Christopher. And honestly, we don't know how much is true and how much is just a legend. But it's still super cool. Okay. Unfortunately, this was a very short subchapter.